Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 12th and final round.
Right hand, Golovkin steps in and down he goes again. Unbelievable. Mayweather makes him pay. What a rookie mistake. A sensational left hook by De La Hoya.
It's facts. I'm the best. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't want to believe it myself, but it's the truth. I'm the best. I'm going to show you how great I am.
From Southern California, this is the Last Round Podcast.
Okay, so the Last Round team here at Garcia Boxing Academy, and we have Pita Garcia here on the show. So was today Mikey's last day training, Pita?
Today was his last day sparring, yeah. Not training, still when we get to Dallas, he'll still, Monday through Wednesday, he'll still do mitts and do some light runs and stuff. But today was the last tough day of sparring and mitts.
So how many times has he sparred throughout this training camp today?
It's been a total of, I'd say, 8 weeks of sparring. Mm-hmm. He's been training probably anywhere between 10 and 12 weeks, mm-hmm. but the sparring's been 8 weeks. So 3 times a week, it's probably 24 sparring sessions, I would say.
And how's he been? I mean, we know you've seen him spar up against a bunch of guys over the years. How's he been looking for this camp?
No, he's been looking really good this camp. Last Friday, he did up to, last week, he did 2 days where he went up to 14 rounds. He did 1 day of 12. This week, the same thing. He did 12 on Monday and then brought it down after that. But it's been a good camp. We've had some tough sparring with Misael Rodriguez, Lindolfo Delgado, Josito. We have Leo Acevedo, who's fighting on the undercard over there in Dallas, who was also helping out Mikey. Yeah, it's been a good camp.
You know, when we were watching him spar and everything, we were talking about other gyms, Vegas and LA and stuff like that. And at the Mayweather Boxing Gym, they have that notorious, the doghouse. Does the Garcia Boxing Gym have anything like that?
Nah, we don't do anything like that. They, from what I've seen on videos and stuff, it gets a little out of hand over there. They let the guys fight they turn the clock off and just let them go. Nah, that's stupid. With the sparring that we have guys like Vergil, Jose Ramirez, Mikey. They all spar each other with Josito Lopez, Lindolfo, all these guys. If we let them do that, they're just gonna end up getting hurt, and it's pointless. You know what I mean? They don't. Mm-hmm. Nothing good comes out of that. So we monitor the sparring, make sure they're doing the rounds that they need for their fight, and that's it. They don't need to be doing anything after that.
I'm right in thinking that some of the guys live at the house that's adjacent to the gym?
Yeah, we have most of the guys, when they come from, right now we have 3 guys from the Dominican Republic, Carlos Adames, Mariñez, and Hector Garcia. They stay here. Vergil Ortiz, when he comes to camp, him and his dad stay here. We have the cook, Elsa, she stays there with them. She's the one in charge cooking for them and stuff. But yeah, it just depends on who's here, but we usually have a group of 5, 6, 7 guys staying at the house at the same time.
And for making weight for Mikey's, obviously, is that going to be easier now, obviously, because he fought 130, 135, 147? So now you just kind of work on trying to strengthen him, because obviously this is his second fight up at 147?
Yeah, it's been a process of, I'd say, over a year now, because his last fight was last March, and over a year of him getting comfortable with the weight. The weight cut's no problem. He's walking around, I'd say, 7 pounds above 147, or around 154 or something like that. The weight is no problem at 147. He goes in healthy, hydrated at the weigh-in. He doesn't have to cut too much weight the night before, a few pounds just to sweat, just to loosen up a little bit. But now the weight's easier at 147.
I remember when he first, before you fought Errol Spence, I remember your dad saying that, and even Big G, I think, saying that they didn't want him to fight at 147, but now they're okay with it?
No, they all of us would prefer him being at 140. At 135, I don't think is
good for his body.
I don't think it's good for him anymore. He's going to have to cut a lot of weight to get down to 135, and especially with this, like I said, over a year now that we've been working with him walking around a lot heavier and stuff. 135 would have to be a process of him maybe after this fight getting down to 140, doing a couple fights at 140 and staying active so he could get down to 135 right after, which I don't think will happen. I think 140 is his best weight class, and that's where we would like to see him fight at. But he wants to challenge himself and try to become a 5-division world champ, which I don't think at least Mexican fighter has ever done it. So that's his goal. He wants to become a 5-division world champ, and that's what we're training him for. But yeah, we would prefer him fighting at 140. I think that's his best weight class.
So if he let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he gets the world title at 147, is that pretty much the goal attained? Is he going to go back down, or would he keep defending it?
I think it just depends on what his options are in terms of fights. I think if he does get that fifth title, he'll have different options where he could unify at welterweight. He could get back down to 140 and maybe fight. There's a bunch of names at 140 right now. Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, Maurice Hooker. We have Jose, which looks like he might be in line to be fighting Josh Taylor if everything goes as planned.
Right.
So, I mean, it just depends on where the best fights for him are at, what fights interest him the most, what makes the most sense for him. But yeah, the options are 147 and 140. But the main goal for him, I think, is to become a 5-division world champ, which would have to be a welterweight.
Has Jessie Vargas ever? I'm sure he's came to the gym. Has he ever like sparred with any of your guys?
No, he's never been here.
Oh, really?
No, he's never sparred with us. No, we've never had Jesse here.
Oh, wow. See, I'm surprised about that because I mean he lives in Vegas and he's always in SoCal, so I assume.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of different trainers in Southern California. He's trained with Freddie Roach. I've seen him with. He trained with what's his name, Alcazar. He's had a bunch of different coaches here in Southern California and Vegas and stuff. But no, he's never been here.
When is he eventually going to come to your dad?
I'm sorry?
Is he eventually going to come to your dad?
I don't know. I can't say yes or no, but we never had Jessie Vargas here.
Oh wow. So have any of your guys, at least in your gym at the moment, have they ever sparred him?
We had Eric De Leon go out to Vegas to go do I think it was Eric De Leon that went to Vegas to do a training camp with him when Jesse was gonna fight Pacquiao. They hired De Leon's a southpaw to go help him out, but De Leon hasn't been here and he's had an injury, so he hasn't been here. So we haven't really talked to him, asked him about the sparring or nothing.
Right.
I mean, afterwards he did tell us a little bit about how it happened. I don't even remember. It was I don't even remember when Jesse fought Pacquiao. It was years ago.
Yeah, it was years ago.
So that's the only one that's worked with him. Besides that, I don't think anybody's ever sparred him or nothing.
And then in terms of, I mean, it's looking at him today, he looked like he was in good shape. No injuries in this training camp, nothing like that.
No, nothing. It's been a good camp. Yeah, today he just did 8 rounds, so he was real loose, light on his feet, quick. Everything's perfect right now going up to the fight.
And then I mean, because Jesse is naturally the bigger guy.
Yeah.
But I think at least to us, he is a good matchup at 147, especially after somebody like Spence.
Yeah.
So I mean, what? You don't want to reveal too much of the game plan, but I mean, like, fighting a bigger fighter, what does Mikey have to do?
I mean, like I said, the sparring partners that we've had have been different guys, different styles. We've had Lindolfo Delgado and Leo Acevedo, who are more boxers. They're quick. They like to move around. Then we've had guys like Josito and Misael, who are bigger, stronger guys that like to put pressure. Mikey's gonna be ready for whatever Jesse brings. But yeah, him naturally being the bigger guy, I think he's going to try to move around, use his distance. So Mikey's going to have to, put a little bit of pressure, back him up. But I mean, we're ready for anything. The sparring that we've had has been, the best sparring we could get for this fight, and he's going to be ready for whatever Jesse tries to do. But yeah, like you said about the matchup, I think it's a perfect matchup for Mikey to show that he belongs at welterweight. The Errol Spence fight, I mean, he just happened to be in there with probably the best welterweight. Mm-hmm. But now getting back in there with another welterweight, Jessie Vargas, I think is perfect. He's coming down from 154 actually, but I mean, he's a big, strong. He's going to be a lot bigger, have a lot more weight on Mikey, but it's going to be a good fight for Mikey to prove that he belongs at welterweight.
When Mikey was also obviously fielding offers from all these promoters, I mean, we all know as boxing fans, and especially you being in the business, Eddie Hearn's like a pretty good salesman. He knows how to market himself. Did Mikey get that kind of pitch that he usually gives? Eddie Hearn, when he gives that sales pitch?
He's been talking to Mikey for, I would say, over like a year and a half already.
Right.
Trying to get him. I don't know what he told him this time that got him to sign, but I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know too much about how all the negotiation stuff went down. I knew when they met up and stuff. There was at one point where Mikey flew out to late last year. He flew out to England and he met him out there with him and some of the main people from DAZN and stuff. So I mean, I know it's been a long process for Eddie to finally get him, but now he got him for this one fight. So we'll see what happens after. But yeah, Eddie's good people.
When me and Danny were watching sparring, we were kind of wondering, obviously, your father, Robert's the main trainer, I assume, for Mikey. How much is Big G still involved? Because we saw him jumping up and
he's here with us every day. He's a lot less hands-on these days. He lets us do all the mids and how many rounds, and we control. Not even we. My dad controls all the sparring, controls what guys we're bringing in and out, stuff like that. But me and him are the ones that are doing the mids and stuff. But my grandpa's here every day watching. Giving us advice and telling us what we should be working on and this and that. So he's it's him and my dad, the main trainers. But yeah, he's here every day giving us his input and stuff on how he thinks Mikey's looking and what we need to be working on and stuff.
Kind of turning your attention to the next fight for your team, Vergil. There's obviously going to be going in there next month. He's just started camp. How are things going with him?
He's been I mean, the fight's already a month away, so he's been here. I would say like 4 or 5 weeks already. He's been sparring, 10 up to 10 rounds already. But he's looking good, man. Samuel Vargas, I think, is a good test for him. It's gonna be Vergil's at a weight class where Golden Boy doesn't have the world champs, the top guys out welterweight. So the next best thing I think is for him obviously being so young. He's 21 years old. The next best thing is to be fighting guys that have already competed with the top welterweights, and to show that he belongs in there, and putting on a better performance than the other guys did. When he fought Mauricio Herrera beat Danny Garcia. They gave it to Danny, but he beat Danny Garcia. He's never been stopped. Vergil stopped him in like 2-3 rounds. Orozco was somebody that went a lot of rounds with our guy and gave him a tough fight with Jose Ramirez, and then he moved up in weight, so Vergil's a lot bigger and stuff. But him being able to stop guys like that now with Samuel Vargas and who fought, I think, Danny Garcia, I think it was, or Errol Spence. I don't even remember.
I think he fought with Garcia.
He fought a few of those guys. So now the objective is to put on great performances against these guys that have already been there with the top guys, to show that he belongs in there with them, and hopefully eventually get the top guys.
In terms of Vergil, how long before Golden Boy, at least from you guys being on his team, before they really want to get him in there with like one of the big contenders or one of the top guys?
If it was up to us, I think we would be in there. Maybe by the end of the year, early next year, something like that, with the top welterweights, because we see what he's able to do in the gym, and we know he would be ready. But I mean, he's, like I said, he's only 21 years old, so there's no rush. I mean, we don't have to try to push for those fights just yet. We could wait, and plus it's going to be a lot harder with him being on DAZN and with Golden Boy. There's no world champ right now that fights on DAZN at welterweight. There's no world champ that's with DAZN that's a welterweight. You have the WBO's Terrence Crawford, who's with Top Rank and ESPN. You have Errol Spence, who's unified champ. He's with PBC. Even the next group of guys like Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, all those guys are all PBC. So even business-wise, it's going to be tough. But he's still. I mean, we have plenty of time with him. He's only, like I said, he's only 21 years old. So time isn't an issue. Like we have all the time in the world to wait.
So while we were obviously here at your guys' gym, there was kind of some breaking news. I don't know if you call it breaking news or repetitive news. Adrien Broner allegedly got arrested at the MGM Grand for trespassing. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, it's Broner. Like, I looked at it and just kept scrolling through Twitter. Like, I mean, it's just at this point, it's like, oh, okay, like no surprise. Like, it's just another fight week and Broner getting arrested. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what happened or what the problem was, what he did or whatever. But yeah.
So when Mikey wins his next fight, are we going to see another car added to the collection, and do you get to drive those?
The only one, the one I drove was one of his Lamborghinis, the Lamborghini. I don't even know what kind of fucking Lamborghinis they are. I don't even know what kind of cars they are. But I drove one of them. When we did our training camp last year it was in August. We went to a snack with Victor Conte, and we were up there for like a month, and. One of the Saturdays, we took the Lambo. It was just me and Mikey, so we took the Lambo up there. And on Saturday, we were supposed to come back, but I had never driven it. And he, they took him to the beach that day and worked him out, and they killed him. So his legs were dead. He was just really tired. He wanted to sleep. So on the way back, he told me, he's like, "Hey, you're gonna have to drive." So I was fucking scared. I didn't, it's scary driving those things, but that's the only one I've driven. But I don't know if he's planning on buying anything new. He hasn't mentioned it, but knowing Mikey, we'll probably see a few more cars after this.
Well, Pita, we appreciate the time. We know you guys are wrapping up here, and go ahead and plug, because we saw you, of course. Obviously a lot of boxing fans know, but we saw you working out with the kids. Putting them through drills. I think you guys let them come out work for free or low income or something like that.
Yeah, we have our amateur classes that me and Chepe run. We just have people DM us on Instagram _Garcia Pita or my dad's Instagram, which is at Garcia Boxing. Mm-hmm. Just send me a message. We all levels of experience. We train. Just send me a message and we can give out the address and stuff, because obviously, like you guys see, it's a house here and stuff, right. So we don't really give out the address to the public like that. Yeah. But whenever we get a message from people that want to train, we let them come check it out.
Absolutely. And it is all ages, because there was kids.
Yeah, all ages. We have kids, we have adults, we have everything. Yeah. All levels of experience, all ages, yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time, Pita, and then good luck to you guys next week in Dallas, and hopefully you guys can get the W, and Mikey can get some bigger names at 147, even though you guys don't want him at 147. So,
thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks for supporting and listening to the show. Follow us at The Last Round 12 on social media. Rate, review, and subscribe. This is The Last Round